1.4 million miles. Unfortunately, on Valentine's Day this year, we had the first time that one of our vehicles took an action that ended up resulting in us bumping into a bus. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that. Fundamentally, this came down to the fact that our car made an assumption about what the bus driver was going to do, and the bus driver made an assumption about what our car was going to do, and they weren't the same assumption. And this is what driving is about. And so let me tell you how this happened. So our car here is on a main road, El Camino Real in Mountain View, and it's in the rightmost lane. And like in many, many towns or cities, the rightmost lane is extra wide. Because people, what they do is as they approach a stoplight like this with cars stopped, and if they're intending to make a right turn, they'll sneak into the right half of the lane and push past them and make the turn. It's how we keep kind of traffic flowing efficiently. And this is something our car didn't used to do, but based on our experience and what we've seen on the road, this is an important part of driving in the community in a natural way. So we recently implemented this capability. And as the car comes up to this intersection, that's exactly what it does. It starts to pull to the right half of that lane and make the turn. As it makes progress down that maneuver, it gets to a point where it sees a couple of sandbags in the road. And it says, you know, I really shouldn't drive over those sandbags. So it comes to a stop. And it sees cars to its left, and it says, you know what, I've just got to hold up here and wait for my turn to go. So it sits there, the traffic light turns green, and traffic begins to move. And at this point, the cars in front have moved away, and our car uses its sensors, looks back, and sees this bus. And it looks at the size of the bus, it looks at the width of the lane, it looks at the position of our car in the lane, and it says, it's not going to fit. At least it thinks it's not going to fit. And in that moment, it says, okay, that means I'm going to assume, I have to assume, that that bus driver is going to slow down. Well, it turns out the guy driving the bus was a good bus driver, and he looked at that gap, and he said, you know what, I can make it through. Right? And we looked at it, and if our car hadn't moved, he would have passed our car with less than a foot of space. So it would have been tight, but he would have got through. Our car figured, that's not going to happen. He'll slow down. It started to move and then bumped into the side of the bus. And it did that at about 2 miles per hour. And then it got dragged a little bit by the bus. And it tore up some bodywork for us, and it ripped off one of our poor sensors. The bus driver, the bus, all the passengers on the bus, everybody was fine. We dinged the bus up a little bit. And so this was a tough day for us. And we don't like our cars bumping into things. And in the 1.4 million miles that we've done, we've never had it happen before.